So thanks for taking the time today. My name is Jason Albanese. I'm the regional sales manager for Club Caddie. I have 10 years experience in golf management software, as well as 8 years of experience on the green grass side of the business. So today I'm just going to kind of take you through a few areas of the tee sheet within Club Caddie. Okay, so now we're looking at Club Caddie's tee sheet module. I'm going to give you a highlight, an overview of everything that you can see on the screen. Just know that Club Caddie, the entire system was built, by operators, for operators. So I think you'll see that some of the features and functionality that we have built in here, you can tell were done by people that have worked behind the counter before to try to, speed up check-in as much as possible while not sacrificing, data from that side, from that standpoint. Up here at the top, we do have some, date, time, weather information. If I did have multiple courses, I could switch between those courses right from here. We can also see our rounds and revenue ticker at the top. All of this can be turned on and off by user role as well. So if you don't want your hourly staff to see that information, you can turn that off, but your admins can see everything from there. Down here we have our calendar, so we can scroll month to month if we were looking to book a tee time. But we also know, again, here's one of those things that we've created that we know when people call the pro shop, they're typically looking to book a tee time for today, tomorrow, or the weekend. So we've created these quick buttons to not have to go to the calendar and search for those particular times. We can actually just click on these and it'll take us to those dates. I can also search by player name on the tee sheet. So if I do have a member that wants to say, hey, I'm playing with Mr. Smith today, what time are they playing? You can easily search their name through here. We do have some color coding options up here at the top. So just depending on what that golfer is done. So we can see who, all of the golfers, we can see who's checked in and paid. We can see reserved golfers, any canceled, any no-show golfers as well. These will automatically be marked no-shows 30 minutes after their tee time. We can still go back and check them in if they do happen to show up, but we can keep track of no-shows. I'm able to export the tee sheet, to Excel or PDF. So if you do have a starter and wanted to print off paper versions for them, you can do that. We also have a starter module, which we will show you as well. And then I can come here and I can send an email to everybody on the tee sheet for that day, or I can make specific segments to, maybe, for example, just from 7 to 10 a.m., we want to send an email out to customers letting them know, hey, we have a frost delay. We can send an email out to just people on the tee sheet during that time period. We also have the ability to do text messaging as well. Over here, we have a heat map, so we can see a high-level overview of the entire day. Same color coding as the tee sheet. I can click into here to make tee times or to see these reservations. But if I don't prefer to see that view, we can also keep it hidden at any time. So now we're ready to show you how we can make tee times on the tee sheet. You can see we do have some times already on here. We have some groups. We have individual times. One of the areas too is I can actually hover over these tee times with my cursor here, and I can see status of it, right? I can see that this one is fully paid and the amount that was paid. I can see this one still is pending to be checked in and the total amount. Over here, we have those different intervals set up, and there's a couple of different ways that we can add a tee time. We can click on the add button here. I can double click on this tee time to bring up our customer list, or I can right click and hit add booking, which again, this will also bring up your customer list. So if we wanted to go ahead and book a tee time just for a single golfer, we can leave that one highlighted here. In this last name field, I can actually search by first name, last name, phone number, member number, whatever I want to in here. I can start typing their name and our customer list will come up. You can see right now that it's just defaulting to our rack rate during this time period that we have set up. But as soon as I select myself, you can see that based on the class for that customer's profile, it'll actually change that rate within here. If I did need to happen to change this, I can click in here and change this quickly to another rate that we have. I can also do it in the point of sale, which I'll show you. We can have this be automatically sending confirmation emails or text email or text confirmations, but we can simply just click on split reserve here and put that on the tee sheet. So you can see there's that reservation that we just made. If I wanted to book multiple golfers, again, I can just select the number of players here that we are looking for. I could type in, again, each of their information that we're looking for, myself, maybe Jason here, and then, we can add Ian here for us too. And again, you can see based on that customer's profile, it automatically has changed those rates based on what's appropriate for them. If Ian happened to be a senior, we can easily change that right from here, and then we can click on reserve from here, and it'll break that out, and you can see that we have 3 individual golfers on the tee sheet. Now we're going to take some of those times and show you how to move some of them. If we know the day-to-day activities, people are late, they're calling saying, hey, I need to move this to a different day or time. We do have the ability to just drag and drop tee time. So if I wanted to move this to a different time, I could simply just, drag it and drop it to a different time period that happened to be open. I can, if I wanted to move these to a different time, I could also just select this, right click on it, and cut it to a different time, whether that be an actual different day, or we can move it just to within later that day. So if I wanted to book this group, I could just select all of them and we can hit cut. So if I did want to cut these to a new time period, we can just select the times that we wanted to select. I can hit cut, and then now I can go to a different time, and we can right click and we can select paste. You can see I have some settings in here that we're not able to move certain things to a different time period based on, we have leagues going off the back 9, but that's how we can cut and paste things if needed. If I wanted to, if this was like a repeating tee time for, your members or for anyone that played, the same time each week, you could just right click on those and we can repeat them to a different time period. We can say, okay, I want to go ahead and select myself. If I wanted to, cut and paste this to a new time, we could do that. I can also repeat this out if I needed to. I can select repeat. We can repeat this daily for a certain number of dates or a certain number of occurrences, or I can repeat this, each week at this time period and run this through, the end of the season or whenever, we want to handle that repeat booking. If someone was calling in, you can see we do have a group on the tee sheet here. The hacker's starting at 11:36. If someone was, calling to book a group, I could, just highlight these times, right click and hit add a group reservation. You can see we can select the number of holes. I can add, a group name here. We can select the number of golfers. I can select the number of the different price points that might be in that group. So for example, maybe we have some seniors in the group. We also have some just general public. And then maybe we're offering, the person booking that group a special discount that, they're going to just pay $10 and that's going to include a cart. And we can click save and put that on the tee sheet. Those are some of the quick ways to go ahead and book groups. We can see down here we do have a league built into this tee sheet. I can do that either through our events module, or I can book a league through the tee sheet as well. I can just highlight the times that league is going to start. I can add a league event. I can then fill out all the appropriate information, the league name, the dates at which they're playing, if they happen to rotate between the front and back each week, the times that they're going to start and the days. This will actually block the tee sheet for you each week. You don't have to go back and forth each time. We're able to edit the individual schedule at that point. We can add league rosters to that particular group. We can check on the status of payments all through here as well. Now we're going to go ahead and check in some of these golfers. So I'll show you, one common way that when a golfer comes in to check, let's say Phil Mickelson's coming in to check in, we can right click on that reservation. We can add to check in, and this will now take us over into our point of sale. So you can see that he happens to be a member. Here's where I mentioned you could also change this to a different rate if they happen to be a senior or something else other than what it had checked them into. If I needed to add anything else to this reservation, like a sleeve of golf balls, we can do this right through here. We can then go ahead and click to pay. The different tender type options you have will show up here. I can either pay by cash, or I can charge it back to a member account. In this case, we're just going to pay by cash, and we're going to close out that transaction. If I go back to my tee sheet now, you can see that Phil is now checked in and paid. If I hover over, you can see that he is paid and good to go at that point. If I wanted to check in a group of golfers, I could select the group that I'm looking to check in. I could right click on those and also do group check-in. That would pull all 3 reservations over to my point of sale. And again, I can adjust each individual one if I needed to, if the rate happened to be correct. In this case, we're going to just pay for all of those via cash, and we can close out that transaction. But I want to show you now one of those features that I think really can help speed the check-in process at the club. We call it quick pay. So, a lot of times this will happen. The golfer will come into the pro shop. They're not looking to buy anything else other than just pay for their reservation, or it happens to be a member round where they don't actually owe any money. If I just wanted to do quick pay, I could right click on this reservation. Since I'm a member, I don't owe anything. I could then select quick pay. So you can see in 2 clicks, I can check in that member. I never even left the screen of the tee sheet. You can see that they've checked in and paid. This really allows me to quickly funnel through a line of golfers that are in the pro shop, especially if they're only looking to pay for their greens fees. I can do the same thing if it's not a member, and right click and do quick pay. It will then bring up my tender screen that you saw on the point of sale, where I can easily just say, yep, Amy's going to go ahead and pay us cash, $20. Again, just a couple clicks, never even had to leave the tee sheet here, and we're able to check that golfer in. This scenario comes up quite often, as well in the pro shop. Let's say a golfer walks in, they put a couple sleeves of golf balls onto the tee sheet or onto the counter. You ring them up, you let them know, hey, it's going to be $13.76, and they let you know, oh, I need to pay for golf as well. In a lot of other systems, we need to delete this reservation and start over. I can actually just leave that reservation right there. I can go back to my tee sheet now and see, okay, I need to check in Ian. We can go here and I can actually add this to an order. You can see there's that order that we just had. I can select it. It'll now pull us over into the point of sale, and it'll put everything onto one bill for us. So I can now check in that golfer as well as pay for their sleeves of golf balls, all in the same transaction at that point. Give us our receipt, and now we can go back to the tee sheet and we can see that Ian is checked in and paid at that point. Again, I can hover over any of these if I needed to be able to show this information, through here. So one of the other nice modules that we have here at Club Caddie is our starter sheet module. So this is going to allow you, if you have a starter at the first tee, you have the ability to print out a paper option and check golfers in that way, and mark as far as whether they're here or not. But you also have the ability to have a tablet at the first tee, so that way you can see in real time when people have checked in and paid. If they booked new reservations, if someone's booked online, kind of eliminate the need to radio back and forth. All the different updates. The starter can just have a tablet there, and they can see all the updates in real time. So they can see, ones that have checked in and paid, ones that have no-showed, ones that are still pending. And then what they have the ability to do here is they can just, click on this and do a starter check-in. This will allow them, you can see it now puts these diagonal marks. There's a little checkbox through here. This will then, show on the starter module, this person is now checked in at the first tee. They are good to go. Within this, you can also see that it can timestamp both the start time, the turn time, as well as the end time. So you can see that we can track pace of play if we wanted to, which is really nice. Now you can see here on your website, whether we build you a website or you're using your current site, we can provide you an iframe that you can add onto it to allow customers or members to book tee times right from your website or through our mobile app. You can now go here. You can select the date that they're looking to play. Set any custom filters that they happen to be looking through. You can also set some banners at the top or images. If it happens to be cart path only for this time period, you can put that up for today. I can also schedule these out in advance. So if I happen to know that I am doing aerification from September 3rd through the 10th, we can go ahead and make that note right now for the future. So that way, anyone looking to book tee times during that time period, there'll just be a note saying that, hey, aerification is going on at this time period. We can see all the times that are available to be booked at this facility. And now I can go ahead and just select book now at the time that we want to go ahead and select. You can see it's going to bring back a few things here. Let me click on this again, re-sign in. So once your customer signs in with their profile, or they can create a new profile, again, they can select the time that they're looking to book. We can, at that point, bring back all the details for that specific reservation. I can see if there's any money due. I can change it from 9 to 18 holes. I can select the number of players. I can also, look for specific players in our system. I can also select my different rate types, right? So because I'm logged in, it knows the different rate options that I would have, and because I am a PGA member, I get a comp round, and maybe I'm also playing, with the senior as well. We can now go to continue to book. It will pull up all the details. It will show me anything that is owed, since at our facility we do have prepaid times turned on, so we have to prepay for all of our reservations. I can either enter my credit card information at this point, or since if I have a member, if I'm allowed to charge back to my account, I can do that right from here. If I do happen to have any vouchers in my profile, I can go ahead and select here. This will actually pull up any of the vouchers that I do have if I wanted to use, whether that be a gift card or a rain check, and then I can just enter in that voucher number to remove that from there. In this case, I'm just going to finish this transaction and charge it back to my member number. And you'll see that we will not only get a confirmation email, but I'll also get a confirmation right here that my reservation was successful. If I go back to my tee sheet here, I can look for that reservation that we made. And now you can see that we've booked 2 golfers. We are fully paid. And then as that golfer comes in to check in, you can then now check them in at the pro shop. So in our module here, we can go to settings in the top right-hand corner. We can go to tee sheet settings. And here I can select, the number of holes. I can turn on and off, showing all rack rates. I can change my booking window. So, depending on how far out I want golfers or members to be able to book, I can set that there. We can allow squeeze times. We can turn on, block times, block turn times. So if we want to show both the front and the back 9 tee sheet and block those, we can set those up there, and we can create, the time that it would take at our facility to do that. We're able to print card agreements. So if you have any, card agreements that you want them to be signing for, we can have that print after the transaction closes, right from here. We can scroll down a little bit here. We can set our required, information for our golfers when our staff is making those tee times, whether we want to collect all information from the club or from the customers, or just, allow them to enter the basic information. So this is really up to you guys. But we, a best practice for us would be at least first name, last name, and email or phone number to be able to reach out to those golfers. Here we can set whether we want to show both the front and back 9 on our tee sheet, or we can limit it to just the front 9, or if we have 27 holes, we can show all 3 9s as well. We can scroll down and set our intervals by day and also by time and time of year right through here. So this would be, if we do tee times every 10 minutes, every 9 minutes, however we want to do that rotation. We can adjust our online tee time settings, so we can require a certain percentage of that tee time to be prepaid for, whether that be collecting all of the money up front. We can set that to 0, where they could just book the tee time and pay 100% of it when they get into the pro shop, or we have the ability to set a custom percentage if we wanted to just take almost like a deposit of that amount. We can select the amount of number of slots for tee times online. We can set the online booking window here. This can also be controlled by the class of the customer. If your members are allowed to book tee times by 3 weeks in advance, and the general public's only allowed to book 1 week in advance, that can be controlled by the individual customer. And then down here you can see any type of billing policies that we have and our card agreement that we can have them sign. We can go through any tee time policies that the club may have that you'd want to add. If you do happen to have, a rotation schedule that you want to set, you can do that within here. And then if you have any type of online distribution partnership with Golf Now or with Golf Back, we can turn that on here so that way your times can show up and hit the tee sheet automatically.